What's up guys, James here, coming at you. Today's video, we're going to continue on our specialty bar series. And today, we're going to talk about the Duffalo bar. Traditionally, they're called Buffalo bars. The bar we're talking about specifically today though, is Kabuki Strength Lab Duffalo bar. It's Chris Duffin's, the mad scientist. It's his version of the Buffalo bar. It's a pretty badass bar. It looks straight up like somebody threw 1,000 pounds on there and bent the shit out of it. But I swear to you, that's how it came and that's how it's supposed to look. So you can see it's got this nasty little curve in the middle of it, and that curve is specially designed to help you. It's called a performance squat bar, but honestly, you can use it for more than just squats. You can use it for bench press. It's really effective for that. You can also probably use it for like an overhead press. I haven't done that, but now that I think about it, that's probably a legit use for it as well. The main purpose of this bar is for bench or squat. It's a heavier bar. It's 55 pounds, so it's a little bit sturdier than your traditional Olympic bar too, so it doesn't get as much of a bend since it's already bent. Got that nice little curve, and so the curve is specifically there so that it helps improve how the bar sits on your shoulders. Traditional squatting, you got the straight bar right here, and it's going across, and you notice it's a hard external rotation in the shoulder. And so a lot of power lifters, a lot of people who do a lot of pressing, shoulder pressing or bench pressing, they get tight shoulders, tight chest, and so having that hard external rotation puts a massive load on that anterior delt, chest, and it puts a lot of stress on the wrist and the elbow because of that. And so it's kind of uncomfortable. You've probably experienced this if you've had a hard pressing workout where you did a heavy bench or heavy shoulder press, and the next day maybe you went in to try to go squat and it really hurts to grab the bar, and so you got to go real wide, and it's not a really good position shoulder wise because you can't really lock your shoulders in when your arms are super wide. Some people can, but most people have a hard time locking their shoulders in, creating a good shelf with their arms super wide. And so ideally you're getting your shoulders in nice and tight and reaching back, but like I said, it's going to create some tension, and so that's where the Duffalo bar becomes super effective. So I'm actually grabbing the bar, and you can see that the curve of the bar allows for my hands to sit a little bit lower. I'm still grabbing it fairly close in, but it lets my arms or my hands rest a little bit lower. So that's the benefit of it. Since it's curved like that, you don't have to reach as far back to grab the bar when it's on your back. It's a much more comfortable position if you're dealing with some shoulder issues, dealing with some elbow, dealing with some wrists. It's all interconnected. People who bench, shoulder press, people who do a lot of upper body movements, and they still want to squat, this is a great bar to use and to throw into your training cycle. And the nice thing about it is it doesn't throw off your form. Other specialty bars, like for example the safety squat bar, throw off your form. So you're changing your squat form in order to do the movement. This allows you to mimic and recreate your squat form without experiencing as much shoulder impingement and pain. So it allows you to practice the movement effectively without changing your form, and it allows you to do it more frequently because it's not taxing your shoulders and your elbows as much. It's also really nice for bench. Even though it says it's a performance squat bar, like I said, you can use it for bench. It allows you to, instead of flaring out like some people do on a traditional bar, it kind of puts you into a nicer position. It makes it much easier for you to keep the elbows tucked in and get a nice press and keep your form, as opposed to flaring your elbows. It's really hard to flare your elbows on this bar just because of how it puts your wrists. So you have to kind of almost tuck your elbows when you're using this bar for a bench. And it's cool too because since it's curved, since it's got that curve, when it sits on your chest, it actually almost creates kind of like a deficit bench. You've probably seen like some cambered bench bars. It's almost creating a cambered bench bar effect. You know, the weight actually sits below where your chest is, so it's creating kind of a deficit. So you get a little bit greater stretch, a little bit more range of motion when you're using this bar for your bench. So that's a really awesome benefit of it. And like I said, it doesn't really change your form on either of those movements, so it's a great specialty bar that you can use throughout your training cycle. Highly recommend this bar. One of my favorite bars to throw in during training because it just has so many great uses and it feels awesome. It feels really great to squat with this bar. It's one of my favorite bars to squat with, honestly. I greatly favor this one over a traditional straight bar just because it feels so good. Definitely recommend it if you can get your hands on one. Definitely do it. They are worth the investment. I'm gonna throw all the information where you can get this bar down below. Kabuki Strength Lab, Chris Duffin. I'm gonna throw his information down below because he's the mad scientist. He's a genius. He's got some great information, great content. Throwing his stuff below as well. Gonna have to go visit him one of these days because he's up near Portland actually. Also, gunsmithbrand.com, brand new hoodies, tees, baseball tees, and women's racerbacks all on the site. They're going quick though, so don't sleep on these. Anyway, appreciate you guys for watching. Till the next time.